find out what Canada are doing meanwhile. But we will start over with the side of Fox and Nordic, and I think we're probably going to be seeing something like a Bowser's Castle we come out from them, just because like earlier we said they have that little bagging lead at the back, and they also have top two. We'll just have to see what they go with. Going straight for the TF though, so that bagging lead doesn't really matter for them, but they do have Fox and Barney in top two, which is pretty much world record holder being Fox on this track, I still think. And also they have a very good TF player in Barney as well. Peach Garden's coming out for Canada, so they're just going for that track where, yep, let's get some shrooms and get into those top spots and get Fox and Barney out of there. No, Barney won't DC. He has connection fails, but for some reason his iPhone actually stays with it. It happens every single time I play with him.
He must have some fantastic phone, but other than sponsoring his phone, let's look at Peach Gardens.
So yeah, we're going to go over to Canada's pick, and not going to be seeing Fox hold this first for any more than 10 seconds, I imagine, with this shortcut being used. I think Barney should actually drop for maybe a 4th or 5th place box as well, but we'll see Fox just try and front run. He's probably going to lose a few spots, but it won't be too bad, as we see quite a few people actually go the wrong route round the roundabout just to get some better boxes. Oh, random green snipe actually comes out and hits. Although it did hit Fox, it also hit Insane as well. I still think that's worth it just to get Fox out of that top spot. We'll have to see what you can do for the rest of this race, but we do have Kyan up there, as you can see on the battle glitch, one of NDC's runners this war. But 7th place is a very good spot to be in for some sort of triple shrooms, possibly. Oh, yeah, Golden's even better.
Yeah, the Golden's going to be really good for the next lap. Unless Embrez with that Mega. Oh god, hello.
Okay, so Embrez trying to schlag just a little bit, isn't able to actually connect, and then Red Shell actually comes into Mikey. I'm not sure if that was a back red or we just didn't see it too well, but Golden's going to be spammed here most likely from Fox, as you just see him using it. We have Slide up here, who's obviously the bagger, so we're going to count him out. Barney's up here. I think they have everything but first, as Jonah is going to be fending off all the Nordic members at the moment. 2, 3, 4, 5 though coming out for Nordic.
Jonah's going to make sure that he can potentially back spam with the items he has got. He's got that Fib Fox. Doesn't look as if he's going to be connecting with it, but nice try. He has got 1 lap to get Jonah out of that first. That blue's going to do the job for him.
You can't snipe him with the Fib.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it definitely did hit.
Lag, hello.
Lag. So that lagged actually quite badly, so Fox thought he was going to get blued there. It actually teleported a bit up, so Fox ended up hitting the blue explosion, because what normally happens is you just lose your item if it hits the blue explosion as well, but blue was dropped. But first place is going to be held for now. Power comes in, so we're not going to be seeing too many shortcuts. Didn't actually see any from this top pack, so Fox should be good for now. Maybe we'll swap over to Jonah to see what he's got at the back of the pack. So, oh, we actually got a little bit of delay, so I guess we'll just stick with
in comes a shock. Hello.
Yes.
It's a lovely shock, but we'll have a look at Fox before we have a look at the shock.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the shock. We've got a little bit of delay, so we'll just stick with Fox for now. But we do see, I think we saw a little bit of a spoiler that Barney actually dodged at the end. We'll just have to see what happens on Fox's perspective of things. So it looks like he's going to be getting first. Embrez is in second. Shock should be coming in just now, as we do see. I think
in comes the blue. Oh.
Barney's going to be stealing the first. Absolutely disgusting, but it's a 1-4-5, I think, as Mikey did just cheese the 3rd place at the end. So I think that was most likely a Nordic shot coming out, so well played for Shamron, but instantly be able to counter with that blue shell from Canada as soon as they got shocked into boxes. I'm guessing he spammed that one out, or it might have been actually just before shock that they used it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that race, it's quite mixed in comparison to what it looked like it could have been, but
yeah, we'll stick with Fox because that was a bit of a spoilerino.
It was a lovely spoiler.
So 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12. Very actual even race, as they Canada do get the 6, 7 along with their 2, 3. So it's not going to be too much of a point deficit. We did actually get to see the amazing view of Barney dodging twice in the space of 15 seconds. So that's why we did the spoiler, just to see it. I predicted him to MVP. And he goes and hits the 15 straight away, but that's going to be a winning race for Nordic by only 1 point. So the counter blue coming in right at the end did kind of save Canada a lot, because that was going to be a top 2-4, but Mikey and Embrez able to get that 2-3 did save them right at the end.
We're going to be seeing some of Nordic pick N64 Bowser's Castle, a kind of running track that
apparently it might be buffering a bit, so maybe we can try lower bit rate.
A bit.
Or getting rid of Jonah's perspective. entirely.
Yeah,
It might save your net.
we'll have a look. It's again a thing. I don't think it's my net, if I'm honest. I'm not dropping frames or anything. It might be a case of if you click where it says source, it might be an option where you can like downgrade the quality or something. I have a feeling it's because the maximum output we have is 720p in 60 frames a second. Some people might not be able to handle that, but Coconut Mall coming in from Jonah.
Yeah, just hit it to 144p and you can watch the potato pixels.
Well, 360 or maybe like 446 or something like that.
I think 360 should be fine for most people, but going to be going over to Coconut Mall. Fox is going to be back in a mid spot occasionally since that blue shell did come in. He's going to be looking to try and get some form of shroom right at the start. Actually got bumped, so he was not able to get a box at all. That was Trick stealing his box. And Trix gets a TC for his troubles, so pretty lucky for Fox to decide to not go for that box.
I mean, looking at his item now, these triple shrooms could be held for the shortcut for lap 2. I'm not sure there's much else he can do there with the shrooms.
Yeah, I think you should just take
too many other spots to use shrooms. Oh, he's going to have to use one after insane bumping him, but still 2 shrooms might just use one on the straight or try chaining in some way, but 2 shrooms probably actually a decent item to have.
Yeah, so we do actually have Jonah up there in second at the moment. Poofy is holding that first place. He's going to just take the shroom cut and have a shroom left in third place as Barney goes along and does it with him. So 1-3-4 currently for the side of Nordic. Mikey actually did take that extended cut with most likely a golden mushroom, so he's going to catch up. And Poofy still got a decent little lead in first. He's able to back spam most likely this 2-3-4. Embers actually did get hit with a banana as soon as I say that, so Poofy should be able to hold this. Fox going to be looking to use this last shroom at the shortcut again and possibly catch up.
Powell coming in, and then the shock. I think someone may have dodged a mega. It looks like it may have been Jonah. Insane as well there. Fox having to be very careful near the cars, especially with the boost ramp, but he's got...
I think Jonah was up there, but I think that was a Canada shock, definitely.
9th place item will be a star. He should be able to take the shortcut with this. He might slow down slightly to see if he can get Mikey or something. No, doesn't look like Mikey's taking the full cut. Doesn't want to risk it. And still in 8th. Quite a low spot. He could maybe get a box. He's opting for the box. Maybe a golden or triple shrooms. Pow.
Pow.
Not
Pow's
the
going to be
best.
very devastating right at the end as well. So if you can actually target Pow Pew at the end, as he's trying to do so now. Baggers are still hitting boxes, so we might see a very possible late lap 3 shock. Triple shrooms, he's just going to be spamming these, avoiding the cars, just playing super safe. Barney actually did get hit as soon as I say that, and he was able to, he nearly outlined Jonah, but got bumped for his troubles right at the end. So Jonah actually kind of screwed over Barney a bit there. I'm not too sure if he lag bumped him into the wall, but Barney did get sent all the way down. It all depends on if Buffet was actually able to hold his first place after that Canada shock, or we could be seeing a very good race for Canada. It depends on what the top 3 were, since we didn't get too much vision on them.
Pretty sure Puff was near the middle. We saw him towards the last few turns, I think, and this could be quite a good race. Okay, not 1, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, so...
It's pretty much just a redo, but the other way around. So Kyan and Kane actually able to get that 2-3, and then Fox able to get the 5-6. I still think that's going to be a winning race for Canada, though, most likely.
No, that's a win for Nordic. Very slightly, but Nordic up 6 after 2 races.
Okay, that's fair enough then. +6 lead, so not too much. There was a +5 race, so they were actually able to get that 2, 3, 5, 6. Obviously, that's a winning race. That was my bad, but as we're going into the 3rd race, it is still very close. I don't really expect either team to get a really good race unless they can really utilize a shock and get a lot of dodges, but as we've seen, it's mainly just front running and trying to hold their spots up there. No one's really going for like bagging for boxes. I haven't seen too many dodges come out, even though Canada did get that shock and got quite a lot of their bottom spots up there. They still were able to hold the majority of the top 6 spots, so Nordic did come away with that victory. GV coming out for Nordic, so quite a lot of good GV players on this team as well. Notably Barney and Fox once again, as both of them are actually in the top 3 times worldwide for this track, so hoping to possibly get a Grumble pick, and we are going to be seeing that Grumble Volcano come out from Nordic. Fox and Barney hoping to get shrooms and just run with the rock shortcut. We'll have to see if they're able to do that though.
Yeah, looking at Grumble Volcano, we will be seeing some respawns and rocks, and Fox in 5th has the opportunity to maybe pull some shrooms, and that 4th place box, I think it was, going to be a red, not ideal for him. Might want to trail it against the Canada member if... Nope, he's off!
Tactical bagging.
Tactical bagging from Fox there, but we are going to be seeing Insane doing some tactical bagging with him. And tactical bagging going to get him a star, not great.
Not going to be doing the rock shortcut with a star either. He's going to look at maybe slowing down just so he can hit a box here. Has to avoid Puffy, which he does, so he gets another star, so he's not going to be able to take. And that's pretty risky from Puffy pulling out those triple reds. Actually, he maybe forced Barney to use his Mega a little bit earlier than he wanted to. Not sure what we're going to see come out from this star though. We're going to see him chain it and just get shrooms for the cut, or is he going to hold it for a potential shock? Gonna have to see when we look at the baggers. They're still attempting that backwards strat. I think one of them did just about make it. Yes, they did. We'll have to see who that is later on in the race. But Fox going to be holding his star for now in 7th.
And we are seeing one of the baggers running forwards in 9th or in 11th. So I'm not sure if they've given up or if they've pulled it in 11th. But it's going to be interesting to watch. They did actually pull it in what looks to be potentially 11th place, but...
Okay, so I think Barney actually did make the rock shortcut successfully. I'm not too sure, but the thing we want to note out is look at that top 3 breakaway. They are completely gone. I think it's actually top 4 up there, as I'm mistaken. So those top 4 players, not too sure who they are. I think Barney is up there. No, it actually looks like he did get hit down a bit. So those top 4 are pretty much guaranteed. We'll have to see what happens at the back of the pack. We do see quite a lot of Nordic members back here, though, so it could be very promising for Canada. We'll have to see what happens. Barney actually does get redded from Insane. We're not able to hold his reds out in time. Fox going to be using these shrooms and hoping to take lap 3 lava respawn. Should be able to make it unless there's a late lap 3 shock. No, so he does use it. There's not going to be a shock coming in since both teams are in the cut. There's no real need to use it now. But it does look like the Maxi's going to get 5th. We do see Trix and Mikey in 3-4. And I think we might actually have another Nordic member up there. I didn't actually see Empress at all at the back. So possibly a very good race coming out from Canada. Great shock for them. Yeah, that mini-map was... You don't normally see that. Sometimes you do see the occasional one person able to make a rock, whilst everyone else does get screwed over. So you do usually see like one person all the way up there. But I think we just saw like top 4 just completely broke away. And it was actually Kion fending off against 3 Canada members. So Jonah, Mikey and Trix able to get the 1-3-4. Empress was actually back there. That was my mistake. And Insane, after taking cut, something must have happened because he did actually get 10th off of that. But I think that is going to be putting Canada into a lead for the first time this war. And that is definitely what they're going to be looking for. Very close. Only 1 point between it still, but they've got to be happy with a +7.
Yeah, they definitely did very well that race to come back. They did only have a 6-point deficit, of course, going into it. But
Right.
that 7-point lead, or the 7 points that they've just won that race by, has put them into even closer of a match than they were already. And
Right.
the spots they have can definitely lead them to pick a few stronger tracks and maybe try running with what they have.
I just want the dream of it being between 10 points for the last race. I think this is going to be very close and very back and forth. But we're going to be seeing TF come out from the side of Canada, and that's pretty expected. 4th can obviously draft first. They can get a nice break going. We're going to be seeing BC3 come out from Nordic. And even though Mikey is playing in a national team right now, he's still sticking to his old roots of picking random every single track. So I respect that. We're going to be going over to BC. Oh no, we're going to be going to RDS, sorry. Was that the random then? Because I completely didn't see. And I swear everyone picked BC3, but going to be going to Delfino Square anywhere. And this is more of a luck-based track, so it's still going to be in Nordic's favour for the current spots that they do have. Josh able to get him into 1st already though, so should actually be able to hold this. We're going to see a lot of lap 1 double shortcuts come out from the back side of the pack, so I don't think Fox is going to be holding this for too long. Not probably going to be blocking that dock shortcut either. just because Kion is right behind him. And what we're going to see from the bag is actually quite interesting. Usually you do see a lot of people just sit at that first box after the double for the 30 seconds and then just try and get it as soon as possible. We're actually going to see both baggers go straight over that at like 10 seconds. So maybe Bill might be in play for one of them, which we do see Tricks take that shortcut. But Susui in second, and he should be able to hold this for the lap 2 mud single next lap.
And yeah, the shroom definitely going to help him. We do see Slide there, slightly further back than the Nordic bagger, so got the chance to maybe pull something. We see Kion back spam his green.
Okay, just playing safe and going the alternative route so they don't get hit by any sort of back green. Very good back spam spot that Tricks could have used, but they're playing it safe. We actually do see the first place is going to be blued. Not too sure if he has another shroom. Doesn't look like it. He probably would have just taken the mud shortcut if he did, but there's going to be a top 2 now. We're going to see Fox and Kion back in these top 2 spots. Red Shell comes in, but Kion is able to block it, and it's actually quite a spread out pack. You can see 9-10 all the way back there are struggling at the back of the pack. Shock is not going to be too useful for them, but I think we are definitely going to be seeing a Shock come out at least first set, if not somewhere near the double shortcut. Will Fox risk the lap 3 dock? We'll have to see. If he does, then it might tell us that Nordic might have Shock. Blue Shell's coming in though, so it does not matter. Kion's going to be taken first and hopefully hold it. Yeah, this is most likely where we're going to be seeing a Shock if anything does come in. Doesn't look like anything's actually being used. Shock does come in as soon as I say that. No real dodges actually, so possible TS on someone, but I don't think anyone dodged, and this pack is very, very spread out, and I think we're going to be seeing a very good Canada race unless they can do something about it. TC does get passed back, and this is looking like a top 3 for Canada. I don't think this TC speed is going to bring him to the line and able to pass Mikey.
No.
Okay, so yeah, just shocks him on the line. Actually played quite well to go inside of Mikey's red shell there and just try and steal that third, but obviously when you do get the box there, you're not able to get all the way to the line. And Canada with quite an actual good race. If they actually managed to get something like a 6-7 or the higher spots in the bottom side of the pack, because the pack was very split in two as we saw the shot come in, this could possibly be a double-digit plus race, most likely.
Yeah, we've got to wait until we see the results, but they definitely had a lot of the top spots there, Canada, and we will be seeing a 1,
top
2,
3,
3,
5, very good.
5, 9,
5, 9, 12.
5, 9, 12. So that was actually a 47 of 26. That is going to be giving them 22-point lead going in to GP2.
And they've got to be happy with that, having a very good race with them, and that's going to give them the 22-point lead. So like Insane just said in stream chat, got a little bit lucky, got 2 sets of triple reds to fend off any of the Nordic members. I'm not too sure whose shock that actually was. We didn't see anyone dodge at all, but I'm not really too sure. Possibly just a Canada shock, because Canada did have quite a lot of the top spots. Maybe they were just trying to like prevent the Nordic members from doing that double. Very smart choice if they decide to go for that. But Jonah we see with 43, Tricks 41 and Mikey 35, so 3 of the big front runners we expect to score points. Insane must have done a very good job of slagging on that race and possibly the other races as well. But they're not out of it. 22 points definitely insurmountable, so we'll have to see if they can bring it back coming into this Grand Prix 2. Oh yeah, it was Canada Day yesterday, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and I think I'm not sure, but I think some states may also celebrate it tomorrow. I don't know. I was checking the holiday calendar, and it was listed that Monday was also a listed
Canada
day.
days.
Well, no, but you can have one of those where you have a holiday and then the bank holiday in lieu of the actual holiday or whatever.
Yes.
So if you were celebrating or are or maybe soon celebrating a day for Canada, then happy Canada Day for you. But
and even if it's not the biggest thing, it gives them one more thing to cheer about if Canada can come out with a win. I wouldn't even call it an upset win, because I think both of these teams are very similar in skill level, but if they can come out with the win over Nordic, they've got to be happy with that 22-point lead. They've got to be happy with a slight little cushion to be able to play on, but Nordic definitely not out of this. We've seen them make comebacks in the past. All it takes is one very good race from Nordic and they are straight back in it. But Fox going to be starting in first place. does the wheelie strat quite nicely, and he's hoping for the 25% chance green. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting it though, so triple Nana's actually in first, so he's probably going to lose his first place, sorry, from all of these shortcuts coming in, as we do see a Kane's going to be taking it into first now. Top 2 break at the moment though, no actual golden strats coming in which did anything for them. Canada did shroom up into third place, so we're going to be seeing Mikey there. They should be able to hold off this top 2 for quite a while. Pretty interesting from the baggers actually, we do see them only just going backwards now when it's 35 seconds, so they might have been dropping stars or something for this top 2. Not too sure, but they're only just going to get to the bag in spot now. The first box drops at 42 seconds if I'm not mistaken, so it was very good for Nordic for them to get a TC all the way back there with Canada. Avoids the bomb, he's going to be taking this shroom but to catch up to a Kane, and this should be a very good top 2 break that they're going to be able to distance themselves from the rest of the pack.
Don't think he was able to connect with that back red. He was trying to get someone else that was taking a roughly the same line for a Shroomba, but he does have another green. Going to be holding it out behind him. Might back spam it round that turn. Yep, going to be trying that. Does connect, so definitely a good back spam there from Fox. And with this other green, might just hold it for the Shroomba. We're not too sure yet, but if Canada did have the shock, you'd assume that he wouldn't be wanting to hold an item for something like the Shroomba, so you'd assume they don't think Canada have got it just yet. And first's gone over, second's gone over. I think third may also be a Nordic member. It might be Parfait, but
yeah, if either team has shock, I think they should be looking at using it sometime soon, just because we're getting to the latter stages of the race. We're obviously going past all the shortcuts. Target powered slightly on a Kane, so he's going to lose his first place just by a little bit. As we can see from this breakaway though, they have a solid 5 seconds to work with, so even though if a Canada shot comes in, I'd be very surprised if this top 2 were to be broken. The only way they can really do it is if there's a fib as well. Bill was used by one of the baggers as well, so I'm not too sure who that was. Shock should be in play if a Bill was used by one of the baggers though, but I think this is going to be top 2 in the bag for a Kane and Fox, and this is what they need to start getting their way back into the war. It just depends on if their team can actually bring up those spots as well. Is Fox going to be waiting on the line? He is going to be waiting on the line for now, so possible third place coming in. Just decides to play it safe and finish though, since that red shell was coming in. Didn't want any sort of mistakes coming in.
Yeah, we've got to wait for the final score there, but definitely a good race for Nordic to be coming back with. May set the momentum for this GP in their favour as well, because, you know, with a good performance like this, they can pick a track like Moonview or, you know, any of these kind of running tracks, and they might be able to then benefit even further. Even something like GB2, but
yeah, so top 3 actually, top 3, 5. So pretty much they just countered top 3, 5, 8, 12. So they pretty much exactly just countered what Canada did to them on Delfino Square. So like we were just saying, this is going to be a very back and forth war, and it's back between, I think, it's back between 1 point.
It is back between 1 point.
And Nordic are going to be taking a lead by 1 point, and Jesus Christ, this is the war that I was looking for. This is so close. I thought possibly after the breakaway that they got that top 3 on Delfino Square, they might have been looking to push their momentum to possibly extend that lead, but straight away Nordic aren't having any of it. Get the top 3, 5, and that's going to put them back in the lead straight away. So we'll have to see what they go for. Like you were saying, possibly a Bowser's Castle Wii, most likely, since that's the best top 3 track to go for. We'll have to see. Would be very surprised if they don't go for it though. Yeah, Bowser's Castle Wii and DDR.
So we've got Nordic picking a track where they can try and potentially run, and on the other hand you've got Canada picking Dry. They have got their Dry ruins, but it's a track where you can kind of reset the spots if you can get the right items to do so. You might see some of the Canada members doing shortcuts at the start of, or in the middle of this lap, or towards the end of the lap as they do the huge ultra, but
should be seeing the sand hop from most of them as well. Fox doesn't risk it just because the Kane went for it as well, didn't want to get bumped. Insane actually pretty lucky to get triple green straight away, but that fib actually hits him, and then he flips with his green straight into Fox's face. So that's going to send Parfait, Fox and Kion all the way back to this bottom 3, and a blooper is not the optimal item to take the ultra shortcut with, so he's probably going to just be chaining this one straight away. TC was getting past POW. This is pretty bad item luck. Doesn't really want a POW anyway. He's actually just going to spam it pretty much just to get his team. But Insane has reds. He's going to slow down to 10th just to not get hit. But it looks like Insane's actually just trying to schlag it a little bit. I think he did get hit a bit backwards. Going to have to use his star for the Ultra. Yep, should be able to do it quite nicely as well. I don't see Fox making too many mistakes. Just does the safe route just to make sure. That's going to put him back up to 5th. We do see Jonah and a Kane up there. I'm not too sure who's the 3rd one with them. We'll have to have a look.
Looks like
Does
Fox
get bumped so hard.
Yeah, Fox has been bumped a few times, and unfortunately that weird ramp also lost him a bit of time.
Oh, and he went for the shroom, but he actually had to realign. Does make a little bit of a weird wall glitch. Able to actually dodge everything there. Very surprising. As you can see on the battle glitch slightly, we have Embrez up there, we have Trix, and we have Jonah. So it's pretty much 2, 3, 4, I think. Actually, I think Trix might be in 1st, and it's a Kane in 2nd. We'll have to see. But like last race, look at the pack difference. It's pretty much just like a worldwide race. We've got 1st places near the wall glitch. All the packs only just got onto lap 3. We've got a few people everywhere. Kion's got a TC. He's probably going to be getting TC'd on that. Doesn't want to be passing it.
Oh, Kion with a Mega, actually.
Oh,
So
actually gets the Mega straight off of that. He might have actually been holding it from the 1st set he got the TC from. But pretty lucky to get a Mega there. And this should be, I think, Canada good race. We do have Trix up there. Jonah's still in 3rd. I'm not too sure if that's Bill, and it's actually Barney. So we've got quite a lot of mid spots from the side of NDC. Shock does come in to shock the players into boxes. I think that was a Canada shock. We did see Embrez get a box there. I don't think it's going to be enough to take this shock out and beat Fox. It'll be very close, but no. Looks like they're going to hold on to 6th. And I think that's a Nordic winning race. I think 1-3 possibly for Trix and Jonah, but 2, 4, 5, 6 from the side of Nordic. We'll have to have a look, because Barney getting pretty a nice bill. Actually took him quite a long way. And I think he actually dodged on the line. Don't think it was able to pass Jonah though. So yeah, like I said, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9 and 12 for the side of Nordic.
it's tied!
It's tied. Oh my god. So Canada able to actually get a winning race. So that 1-3 and Trix able to run the whole track did help them a lot. But I mean, you can't really ask for much else. We're halfway through the war, and we've got the same point difference as we started at race 1. So, I'm very surprised that was actually I think the 7-8 did help them a lot. Puffy actually getting 9th place wasn't the best for them, but we are straight back to a tied war. And this is what we like to see. I hope this stays like this for the whole war, because this is pretty much one of these teams needs to get that first win. They need to pretty much say, look, we're here, we need our 3 points, or how many points you get for a win. We're only going to play you once, and we'd like to proceed to the elimination stages. So we're getting tension might be growing up a little. We might see some nervous mistakes coming from some players as we get to the later stages of the war, but we're going to be going to RBC, picked by the side of Nordic. And this race is a very front run oriented track. Obviously there is a tiny bit of a shock usage strat over the stairs. We'll have to see. A very skill based bagging track though, as there is a lot of backward shortcuts you have to make. Firstly, we're going to be seeing both of the baggers try and hit each other off of this castle strat. Then they're going to have to make the stairs, and then obviously avoid all of the swamps on the way. But Jonas should be looking to hold this first place. Actually does get drafted, and Fox is going to take that straight away as soon as I say that.
Yeah, Fox in first place at the moment. We do see that both baggers are actually quite tied in terms of time. One bagger is, however, slightly further back, and that bagger is Shamron, I believe. He might have the opportunity to get a box just before Slide comes in. That could be the all-important box, and both of them
the
now...
way you do the back strat just means that you hit that box at 30, like you were saying. So maybe Shamron might have cheesed it at 30. We are going to see both baggers make stairs. Neither of them jumped off, so doesn't look like Bill's in play at the moment. But a very good top 4 at the moment for this Nordic squad. Kion, Kane, Barney and Fox. We do see Kion actually get a single shroom as well, so he actually shrooms up. So we're going to need to see something come out from these Canada members, because Fox can just start backspouting every turn and not care, because the only person he can hit is Puffy. Blue Shell does come in as a return from the side of Canada, so it's only going to be top 3 break 4 now. But can Fox keep Trix away from him?
It looks actually like the Nordic bagger of Shamron. When Slide was going back, Slide went so far back, and I think Shamron just decided to go the other way, so he might be in possession of the shock, and he might have been just tricking slide to go the wrong way while going up the stairs.
Yeah, so possible shock actually in play from the side of Canada. Obviously good outbagging from slide this race, and if they can get shock as well, they can definitely do something. We saw a top 4 break instantly go to a top 2 break courtesy of 2 blue shells from the Canada lineup, but Khan's still going to be holding his first. If he does get hit out first, we're still going to be seeing Fox in this first, so they're going to need a lot more than just another blue shell. They need to get another shot, because I don't think a snipe's going to be possible from that distance. Fox probably going to be back spamming. Actually, no, Barney actually able to get back into that 3rd place slot. Not too sure what happened to Trix, but Barney slightly gets target out, but a good top 3 break at the moment. So shock, as we said, this set right here, we're going to see the bottom side of the pack get to the box. Possible shot coming here or last set, but if nothing happens, then Nordic are going to be the ones with the 20-point lead after this race.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing Fox take quite great lines there with his red shell still being held, but doesn't look like anyone's going to be affecting at least the top 2. No shock. Barney there in 3rd. I think Canada have a lot of the spots behind the top 3, but it's still going to be a winning race for Nordic regardless, even if it is a very small one.
So yeah, top 3 obviously is good, like you just said. To reiterate, 4-5 coming out from Canada. We did see a Kane slightly on the battle glitch, did get that 10th place as well, so not the best spots that they could have got after that top 3, but if you get in top 3, it's a winning race no matter what, so you have to be happy with that. We'll have to see as we wait for the 30-second bagging rule, just to let them finish. And so Barney actually didn't get 3rd place. I'm not too sure if that was lag or Trix was able to just maybe dodge at the end or shroom past him at the end, but top 2-4, and then like you said, Canada actually able to get 5, 6, 7 on top of that, so I think that was actually a very close race. Nordic are going to be getting the race win anyway, but it could have been a potential plus 20 race, but instead of that I think it's going to be still within 10 points. Yeah, only a 9-point lead for Nordic going into these last 5 races. We'll have to see what we're going with. Now, I think we're probably going to be seeing, also pretty surprising from the side of Nordic, they do have the 1-4, so they're going to go with the TF. I'm a little bit scared for them. I know they have top 2-4, but there is quite a lot of runners for the side of Canada right behind them, so if they can get some sort of triple reds or a good snipe on these top spots, like even if they get a bomb first box and hit this top 2, it could be very brutal for them. But it looks like we're going to be going for more of the luck side track for the side of Canada. MC3, one of the more popular luck tracks we're seeing from these top teams. Usually you see Luigi Circuit, Mario Circuit, etc. come out from the bottom tier teams, but when you need a luck track, it seems like tracks like MC3 are very popular. Going to be going to BC3 anyway, so a bit of a mixed team pick coming out from Canada. Not too sure what they wanted to go for, but BC3 is going to be the choice, and still a track that you can top 2 run. They're going to block the shortcut. I don't think it's going to be stay blocked for the whole lap though. I think as soon as they do block it, one of Canada's members will just have to suicide into it. Actually does get bumped by Kyan as he gets redded, so they're going to lose quite a lot of their top spots. Barney is still up there in 1st place, but they only have 1-4 to work with. I think Jonah actually did get into 2nd. Embrez has triple reds, going to be looking to punish. So actually block the Ultra, possibly doing that just to get, I think there's no Daisy users in this room, so just blocking it to be safe. I know Mikey knows how to take it. Quite a lot of shortcuts taken, so instantly drops from 4th place all the way to 9th, as pretty much the whole room bar Noctil actually made that. So a Kane and Fox in these bottom 2 spots, but it's only lap 1 of BC3, so not too much to worry about.
Fox getting right in there. Going to be triple shrooms. Might just want to opt to use them and get a chain. He's in a spot where he's almost guaranteed either a shroom or a star at another box. That is going to be the case. He does get more shrooms as well. Shrooms obviously going to be able to take the shortcut if he has any shrooms by then, but that golden's going to be even better for him.
Yeah, that golden is going to be great for him. We're possibly going to see some sort of block cut. Not going to be blocked at the moment. Does actually get hit onto the wall. So he was just a little bit too much to the right on that, not able to get the full air from that ramp. And if a Kane fails it as well, which I think he actually just did, very unlike from a Kane. We don't usually see him fail these shortcuts, but it's still going to be Fox and a Kane in this bottom 2, and a Kane actually does fail the Shroomless as soon as I say that, so I think he's just going to be spamming Shroomless. If he doesn't make it this time, I think this is guaranteed 10 for him. able to make it right at the end, but he's 15 seconds in last, and I think Akane is not going to be an impact for the rest of this race. So they're pretty much playing with 4 runners at the moment, and Fox is still all the way back here. So possible in Canada looking to close this gap and possibly take the lead.
Fox with this golden though will try getting another box. Doesn't manage. Doesn't get that box
get that one either.
Opts for a low trick for that one. No cut for him. Looks
and
like
Insane makes the cut as well, so that's still going to be the bottom 2 for Akane and Fox. And maybe a shot coming in just to save. Oh, it does actually look like a shock is going to come in, so if he can get some sort of shrooms, he does get one. Looks to start Embrez, chains his last shrooms, gets a Mega. That's not going to do too much for him. He might be able to catch up with Insane and Mega him. Does run him straight over, so actually well played to get sick from that. I'm pretty surprised he was able to catch up. Looks like Shamron was holding that shock and was able to help Fox at the end. So Fox actually did pass. I think it might have been 3 Canada members at the end, so possibly a good race. We didn't see too much of Puffet or Kion, so they were probably dominating those top spots. We'll have to see as the baggers are going to be finishing sometime soon. But like Ruby just said, typical. Oh no, so something must have happened to, I think Puffet actually DC'd as he does get that 12th place, so I think Puffet was in the top side of the pack and then must have DC'd, so that's got to hurt them a lot. Puffet will get that 10th place just because of the rules at the moment, so the bagger do get -1 each, but still that's going to be a very good race. I think it's 1-3-4 for Canada, and they're going to take the lead off of that DC and punish them and get that +4 lead for now. Kion top in the GP with the 44 though, so 4-point difference, and we're going into the last GP, and this is as close as I could have hoped for. I did think this was going to go all the way down to the last few races, and it's no different to what I expected. We'll have to see what happens as we go into the last 4 races, but I don't think Puffet's going to be on conditional, so we're just probably going to be waiting for him to respawn, so no 10-15 minute break.
We don't get to show the homebrew channel? Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no, not the homebrew channel, but yeah, we will hopefully be able to start soon. Let's have a quick look at the chat with this. People want Canada to win.
Yeah, hit us up. We've already seen 8 races, so if you still believe in the can win, then go for it. They've managed to take just a slight point lead. We've seen the winner pretty much go back and forth 3 or 4 times this war already, so hit us with a can win, hit us with an NDC win. I know we've already seen pretty much 8 races, so if you still do have an update to your MVP for the war, feel free to hit us with that. I think actually Mikey is currently MVPing, I'm not too sure, but Mikey and Trick's definitely putting up the points for this can squad. We'll have to have a quick look. Can't decide.
Hashtag can't decide coming in. Hashtag could win.
I don't blame the hashtag can't decide, because this is such a close war between these 2 teams. There's literally nothing in it. Both teams have been playing exceptionally well. We've seen pretty much close races, albeit some top 3s from both sides, but we've seen pretty much top 3 from Nordic a few times, and the same for Canada. So they're cancelling out each other's races. As soon as we see some sort of a brief spell of wins for one team, they just pretty much get answered instantly. Okay, Mikey actually got 19 GP2. I must have not looked at that. I guess it was Jonah that I meant instead of Mikey. So Jonah and Trick's doing quite well actually. Australia win. Yeah, Australia might be subbing in for the GP3 and looking to get 4 top 6s in a row. That might be a possibility, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that one come out, as we're just going to wait for the last few members to get in the room, as Akane does join right there. We've seen mostly can win. No one agrees with the Nordic win. I've not seen a single Nordic win, so all of the Canadians loving the International Canada Day, and they want them to pull away with this win. Not too much love for the side of Nordic. Surprised I didn't see Ruby with his hashtag Nordic win. He actually just decided to go for an MKWC sucks instead, so that's something else. Nordic 4 of the top 6 spots I think, and he just says never mind. What happens if it's a tie? If it's a tie, they just tie and they just get the tied points. I'm not too sure how it actually works in terms of points. I think it might still just be like 3 for a win, 2 for a tie or something. I'm not too sure, but I know there's no sort of sudden death. There's no sort of like 13th race if there is a tie, so we'll have to see. I would be very surprised. If Puss scores more than Embrez, then NDC wins. That's a valid prediction. I think Puffet is not getting the most points at the moment, but you have to kind of be expected when you're against pretty much everyone else is D1 in this room except for Embrez and Puffet. We're seeing quite a lot of D1 experience from all of these players in the previous pass and currently. So we'll have to see 4 races left, 4 points between it. You couldn't ask for it to be closer. Well, you could ask for it to be tied, but it basically is tied at this point. There's literally nothing separating these teams.
Yeah, looks as if we are still waiting on this person to join, but
Who is he?
who is
Getting
he?
the website out.
Blame,
Name and shame.
name and shame someone.
1, 2, 3, 4. So it's alright. So it's 1 in Nordic. It's Puffet. Where is he?
Where's
Are they
Puff?
subbing in Ruby? Are they making a big substitute? Are they sticking in Ruby for the last 4 races and they're just going to beast it out? We'll have to see. Maybe a tactical swap coming in for the side of Nordic, or maybe Puffet's just having a bit of dinner or something whilst he waits to join the room. But if you got any more questions regarding the World Cup, then feel free to let us know, just because we're going to be waiting a little bit of time for Puffet to get into a room. But I guess since this is the last match of the weekend, do you have any... I guess it's not the end of the war, but what's your thoughts on this weekend in general?
There's been quite a few upsets, and at the same time there's been 1 or 2 kind of really surprising stomps, if you know what I mean.
Alright. I think LTA in UK is a big example of that.
Yeah.
I think we did expect LTA to come out with a better lineup than they did, but UK able to stomp that war by I think nearly 200 points, so that's one of the more strange wins we've seen this week. But we still do have another, I think, week left of elimination matches. Each team is going to be playing 4 matches over the space of 2 weeks, and then the third weekend will be those elimination double bracket slots, so that'll be when it definitely does get hyped. But Canada and Nordic still only on their first war of the tournament, so hoping to get that win, but can't really tell who it's going to be until we do start. We'll have to wait for Puffet to decide to get in, as we are still waiting for him. Needs more GP Mario Beach. Yeah, we should have a World Cup of just GP Mario Beach. District 65 Territory War is something that does not sound interesting at all. Literally, like, if you get hit by 1 car, you just get hit by 15 cars. Yeah, Canada and Nordic last year, like Yoshidor just said, they've pretty much they've got a lot of experience against playing with each other. We did see Tyler in that war last time, but not gonna see him in this war. We'll probably most likely see him for the rest of the group stages matches if he is around, but he wasn't around this, and that might hurt them a little bit. But we have actually seen Embrez dominate the front of the pack quite a few times. I've seen him get quite a few top spots in these races, so he definitely is showing up. And we are going to be seeing the Starman himself sub in for the last 4 races.
The Starman
NDC
himself.
Ruby. Puffet couldn't connect. Yeah, of course he couldn't connect. Ruby knows this was the plan the whole time. Ruby was literally sat in that call like, come on, let me play. So it's all on Ruby now, because he's the star substitute. Are we going to see him drop a 10-point GP, or are we going to see him drop a 40 plus and get Nordic that win? It is all on Ruby's shoulders to help this Nordic squad. And now they've pretty much substituted out their, I guess, worst frontrunner out of the side, and they've substituted him with a player who's been known to play in D1 quite a few times. I know he's most likely been playing in lower divisions with teams like Moi. He's currently playing with MP and D3, but whatever division Ruby seems to play in, he does seem to put in the points a lot. Quite a lot of a big CT player. We've seen him play CTs mostly for the last few months, but he's decided to come back to the side of Regs, so we'll have to see if he can put up the points and save this Nordic lineup with a star substitution. So we should be waiting to get this room started sometime soon. Barney's iPhone 6 connection is what we're going to be waiting on, since he decides to play on mobile data, but we'll have to wait on that one. The Reddit Finland conspiracy. There's a subreddit for everything. Why is there a subreddit for Finland conspiracy? God. I don't want to read that, but great shitpost if you want to head over there and read that one whilst we wait for the room to start. We should get rid of Finland for NDC. It's not very nice, Elmer. Then where does Ruby play? We can't even understand them at all. Shots fired from Elmer to the side of the Finnish players.
Oh dear.
I don't think a lot of Finland are going to be happy with that one. I mean, Team Finland could be a thing. I just don't think, because we have Team Moi, which is literally just a Finnish squad, and they do play CSL without Ruby, so they do have 8 without Ruby, and if Ruby joined them, they would have 9, which is the minimum for World Cup. So, but I don't think that's going to be happening. I think Ruby is more than happy playing with his former Vitality friends, and as we see Pufe actually sub out, and then we get Ruby into this lineup, that's going to make it so all 5 out of 6 of this team, I think, is on the side of VA, so a lot of chemistry coming out with this Ruby choice. But we're finally getting our way started into this GP3, and we're going to be going over to SNES Mario Circuit 3 for one of the first 4 races of this GP. And this is a very, very, very good luck track. You can actually surprisingly get a good breakaway on this track. You don't see it too many times, but a lap 3 shock with a lot of dodges is what both teams are looking for, as we do see Trix actually able to get that draft and get into first place.
We're going to be seeing Trix hold his first place for the moment, but actually Ruby does have one shroom, gets past into first. 1-3 for Nordic. They have to be able to hold on to these kind of spots, or, you know, Canada could maybe dodge or use shrooms a lot more, and Fox does get in a second with his shroom.
Alright, so Ruby straight away gets into first place. Quite a lot of Nordic members up here, and I'm not too sure if that's a good thing or not. Both of the baggers not actually anywhere near each other, so possible shock might be in play already. Nordic really do need to hold on to it and not use it if they do want to win this race, though, because we do have a good front run coming out from Nordic with a top 3 kind of break. Pack is very spread out for Mario Circuit 3, but all you need is a star dodge and chain triple streams or a gold, and you're instantly getting first no matter how far ahead Fox is. We're going to be seeing a shock most likely come in. As we do see a shock coming, are we going to be seeing a Nordic shock? It does like
Nordic, yeah.
Actually did dodge, so possible prediction or a Nordic shock like you said. The back of the pack's coming up seems to be Canada. A blue shell comes out straight away, and that's going to be hitting Kion. So it looks like Jonas should be getting first place off of this. Can Kion actually dodges it in first? So Kion does get the dodge, actually able to chain his star for some more shrooms, and that's going to help out Nordic a lot. If they drop that first, they could have been looking at a losing race, but I think they are going to be clinching it with Kion able to get that blue dodge, and Fox able to pretty much hold a consistent top 3 all race. He was in the top spots all race. The shock didn't hurt him as much as we would have expected. Only I think Kion dodged. The rest got shocked into boxes, so Kion getting the shroom chain, he's able to get first. We'll have to see what the rest of the mid pack was like, but still 1-3 has got to be good for them. Oh no, 4-5-6 coming out from the side of Canada, so I think that actually might be a Canada race, as we actually do get 7-8-9 coming out for the side of Nordic. And although they did get that 1-3, that's not what they're really looking for in terms of a winning race. I don't think that was a winning race, was it?
Nordic won by 3, so they are now
Nordic,
down
okay.
1.
So Nordic won by 3 actually, so down 1, wow. So the 1-3 actually was enough. I thought a 2-4-5-6 would have been enough to possibly give them the race win, but I'm guessing Mikey getting 10th. Yeah, Mikey getting 10th wasn't the best for them. Anyway, we are back to 1 point deficit with 3 left. Jesus Christ. Oh, there was Mikey was actually so far behind, we just realised on the map something must have happened to him. Oh, his batteries died. That's lovely. They got bottom 3 clauses. No. No, they didn't claw.
Not today.
No.
Try again another day maybe, but not today.
Yeah, I still don't know whose that shock was. I think Kion might have predicted it, because I don't think they would have used it since they had a lot of top spots, but maybe Kion just got lucky. Maybe it was a Nordic shock. We might have to get confirmation by one of the players if they're listening, but we'll have to see on that. But still, it's going to put them between 1 point from that original 4 point deficit. So, God, this war's close.
It's very close, and with that 1 point deficit for Nordic. They have got a lot they can do with this Sherbetland pick.
Yeah, Sherbetland is a very good track for them. I mean, if you can just get a breakaway going for yourself on this track, it's very good. Dodges are quite OP, I've said it quite a few times this World Cup, but since it's all off-road, the Shroom is more useful, as we do see Fox able to actually take that Shroom cut quite nicely. He's going to get his little break in first, but Canada Mikey is going to be Shrooming up. Attempted snipe coming onto Mikey, but it doesn't look like it's going to hit, and Mikey was actually golden, so it's going to give a nice little substantial break for him. Not too much to work with, as Fox actually does clip the wall there trying to avoid the penguin, so that's just going to give Mikey an even bigger lead, as Jonah is now in second to help him to fend off a Kane and Fox. He's going to go wide for a box. Not too much you can get in fourth, except if you're really lucky and decide to pull triple Shrooms in fourth. That obviously does work out quite well. Don't think triple Shrooms is going to be enough to catch up to Mikey. He should be able to use one here and then one once again like he did last lap at this turn. Oh, triple reds comes out for Jonah, so quite lucky items we've seen in fourth from both lineups right here. But he's going to hit another fourth place box. Does get the triple reds as well, so triple reds and triple Shrooms coming out from everyone. I think that's a TC in third for Jonah, unlucky. He actually turns around to try and hit Fox and he isn't able to connect, so Jonah's going to get TC'd for that. And that might have been a little bit of a misplay trying to slow down too much, but Mikey's breakaway in first is very, very large, and Nordic are going to be looking to get a shock to try and stop him, or we might see Canada get another good race and hopefully try and break that 1 point deficit into a lot longer. 2-3-4 right now though.
Yeah, 2-3-4 coming in for Nordic. It's all down to what's behind the 2-3-4. Looks like there's a few...
I see Kion in fifth.
Yeah, there's Kion, then there's a Canadian, so... Oh, Barney gets bumped!
Yeah, that was a little bit silly from Fox. He actually did draft him on that turn, and Barney's going to get bumped all the way back down to that pack when he did have pretty much third in the bag. Are we going to be seeing a shot come in the last stages of this race? That is what the question is. Oh, anything? Single Shroom in second. Pulling out all the backs on Kion.
I don't think they're going to be able to get first, at least. If that is...
Late shot comes in, and
is that
who
Nordic?
was that dodged?
Ooh.
I see Barney in third. Is he going to be waiting on the line?
There's Embrez in fourth.
Embrez in fourth. Ruby in fifth. Embrez gets bombed.
Spammed.
And oh my god, that is the box you need in third. You lucky little git, Barney. Gets shocked into a box in third. Able to get that bomb. Backs it on Embrez, and I think Ruby is actually going to take fourth from that. And that might be another winning race for Nordic, depending on that bomb section. And Jesus Christ, that bomb came in clutch for Nordic.
Yeah, they had a bit of a fortunate item there, but at the same time, still two races. Oh, 4-5-6, hello!
4-5-6 again, so every single time Ruby, I don't know what happened to him. We saw him back there with Embrez. He might have actually got hit by the bomb as well, but he goes all the way to 8th. And that's going to be 1-4-5-6, and oh god, we're going into the last race, and Nordic are going to need... And then we're going into 2 races left, sorry, my bad. But Nordic are going to be suffering a deficit on that one.
Yeah, they're down 6 with 2 races to go. Definitely something they can catch up even in 1 race. So, Canada, if they can get a good race here, it might seal the deal. But the war has overall been really close.
Well, and the thing is, we see all of these like winning races where they get like a 1-3-4 or like a 1-4-5-6, and you think you're going to win the race by a lot, and then your last 2 baggers get like 9-10 or 8-10. So even though they got the 1-4-5-6, you'd think that'd be a double-digit win, but it's only actually a +5 in the end because they can't get the rest of the running spots that they need, and it's only going to be 6 points, like you said. DS Yoshi Falls, one of Nordic's very favourite tracks, especially in VA. They always like to spam this when they have good tracks. But it looks like we're going to a front-running track either way, and it's going to be Toad's Factory from Canada. And can Nordic close this 6-point gap, or is Canada going to get the race they need to blow this out and make it impossible for Nordic to make a comeback? We'll have to see, but this is very, very close.
It's very close, and this really is just what we wanted to show when we said that some of these Tier 4 teams and Tier 3 teams can take on the top few teams when they have good days. This is Canada facing Nordic. Nordic, a team that some considered to potentially be able to go on and win this from Tier 2. I think the third skill, or the third highest team in tier in a
and I predicted them to win the group.
Yeah, a lot of people predicted them to do really well there. Normally a lot of underdog players, but Canada seem to have been able to do quite well with the roster they've got. We said that
Right.
depth would be an issue for them, but when they've got the majority of their better players, and Slide doesn't seem to have suffered too much with that rust, then
Exactly.
it's doing quite well for them.
And the thing we saw Mike come into this quite late. So when we originally did this seedings, I don't think Mikey was registered from it. We wasn't actually expecting him to play, and then he comes back, and like we saw last race, he ran the whole race. Random Green actually hits Fox out of nowhere, so forced to use his star just because of the power as well. Didn't want to lose it. And I think that's actually Barney back there in temp. So yeah, Barney's all the way back there as well. So quite a lot of bottom spots at the moment. We actually do see quite a few Canada members here as well in this mid pack. So we're looking at players like Ruby. We haven't really seen him. Ruby needs to be holding up there with a Kane. They might have a possible top 2 as that top 3 break is getting quite large. We do see Ruby and a Kane show on the battle glitch slightly for a second, but it's all going to be up to this shock. And you don't really choose too many shocks on TF just because you have to risk spots in 11th, but you can definitely get it in 11th, so we'll have to see. Fox still holding his staff quite well. Is he going to take the TC from Kion or be greedy? No. Oh, looks like the bit of miscommunication does end up getting past him at the end, and that's going to save Kion's race. It depends. I don't think we're going to be seeing a shock. Jonah did use his star up there just to predict, so I don't think Canada have shock either. So it's going to be very close, or possible back mega. Doesn't actually
Nordic
able
top
to
4.
slag him with that.
Nordic are getting top 4 at this point, so that is going to be very good for them if they can.
Can they hold it? Barney, don't
Hold
nod at
on.
him. Barney! No, they're able to hold it, and oh my god, we just got the race that blew open the war.
This could be the decisive race. Canada have got to do a lot to respond to that result, but that could be the race to do a lot. It depends on the other spots, though. If it was 10-12, then maybe it won't be as effective as people think, and it might still only be like a 47-26 or something where they can still
I did
come
not
back.
expect. So yeah, we saw Ruby and a Kane up there for the whole race, but Jesus Christ, I did not expect the top 4.
And that's actually going to be a plus 25 race, so
I
going
did not
into
expect
the
plus 25.
no, going into the
Oh my
final
Lord.
final
They're plus
race.
21 now.
Yeah,
No, plus 20,
plus 19.
plus 19, yeah.
So
Wow.
that is the kind of race Nordic needed.
Jesus Christ, that just came out of nowhere. It's definitely not impossible. Nordic can still lose this one, but getting a top 4 when there's 2 races left, we've got to be happy with that. I'm very surprised Barney actually didn't completely screw over Fox with that Nana, but Shock did. We didn't see a Shock that race, did we?
I don't believe
I think
so.
it was used right at the end. I'm pretty sure Shamron was holding it and used it right at the end, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to be seeing the luck tracks come out from Canada. They're like, oh god, no. And this is pretty much going to be, I think if it picks Bowser's Castle weak, Nordic are pretty much set to go, unless Canada can get some really good luck and possibly do glitch. But that's just blown open the whole war. And even though it's only minus 19, minus 19's quite a big deficit when you've only got one race to work with, and we're still going to be going over to Nordic's track pick of Bowser's Castle Wii. And this is going to be very, very tense for Canada. They have got to be nervous, and Nordic have got to be really happy with what they've just got. If they can just get a box each in these top 3, start back spamming literally every single turn, it doesn't matter if they hit their own team back there because they have top 4. If they can just hold the top 4 and just back spam everything they get, they should be able to hold this.
We'll have to see though after the war if any interesting penalties come in. Actually,
As soon as I
Fox,
say that, Barney greens Fox.
yeah, Barney playing a bit weird, greening Fox, but like I was saying, if there are any potential penalties, that could be so important at this point. Oh, we do see Fox.
Off. I think
Fox
he should slow
off.
down a little bit. It was a little bit greedy to try and go for Jonah. I don't think it was going to hit him, but gets TC'd off for his troubles. Sent all the way back down to temp. I don't think he should just hold the star. It does chain it like that. Triple Shroom just might go for glitch. Doesn't actually get it. And Fox is actually a player who does make glitch quite consistently for a Funky Kong player. So we might possibly see him go it for lap 2 again, since he's still all the way back here. Barney is in 9th. So we do have bottom 2 for Nordic. So Canada could be working for something up there. We're not too sure if a Kane and Ruby are able to hold their top spots. We actually do see Ruby actually back here. So it's all up to a Kane and Kion if they can hold their top spots.
We are going to be seeing Fox just chain some stars. He's got another star, not really going to make a difference. I think he's just going to try and catch up with what he's got. So, not chaining that one actually. So,
Right, so a Shock might have actually just got pulled right at the end for Shamron. He might actually just go for Star Glitch. Possibly, or are we just going to see him play safe? He's just going to play safe and hold it. So I think Shamron might have shock. I don't see why you would hold a star for so long. Quite a few people are actually falling off or getting bumped or so because he's actually able to hold it. And we do see that shock come in for Nordic. We're actually going to see a blooper chain, which is pretty useless. But Insane did get TS'd. We're going to see Fox come in, and he is literally passing all of the Canada members. And it's still top 2 for Kion and Ruby. Kion's been up here all race. And if Fox can get Mikey out of third, this is pretty much going to be it. I don't think a late lap 3 shock is going to do too much with a breakaway like that.
There goes Fox, however, and we are going to be seeing him 6th place. Top 2 still quite strongly Nordic though, so Canada have to do something really drastic. They have got a lot of the spots behind top 2, but it won't be enough if they cannot get one of the top 2
Target
spots.
power slightly comes in, and like you said, they need like a top 3 or even a top 4. They need to get Kion out of there. Kion's been in first this whole race, and it doesn't look like anything's going to happen to him unless we do see a late shot coming in from Canada. Doesn't look like anything is going to be happening. No blue shells we've seen in quite a while, and all of these Canada members are back here in mid spots, and I think that's going to send blue shell does come in right at the end, but it's not going to be enough. And even though they got the 3, 4, 5, 7, I still think that was a top 2 for Ruby and Kion, and I think Nordic are going to be able to just scrape away with a win off of that one. So really well played from them to get that TF race.
Yeah, we've just got to wait and see if anything interesting did happen on the final result screen, but with what we've got, it looks like Nordic will have finally broke just enough to get that win. Remained very close all the way up until race 11, so definitely went interesting, but yeah, I'm afraid that not a winning race for Canada. That's going to be leaving the final score at 425 to 451.
Yeah, that track pit went so in the way of their favour, able to just get that top 2 break going. Ruby did fall back a little bit, but was able to get into second, but we literally did not see Kion all race. He ran 3 laps of BCW, and that's what happens when your team gets shock and you don't get the blue in time. So we're going to be seeing Fox and Kion get the GP MVP. 2 MVP GPs in a row for Kion, so possibly even MVP'd the war, even though he said he wasn't really planning on playing too much World Cup, but big performance from him. This was such a close war. It was pretty much between 20. We saw it go to a tie or 1 point deficits for either team at least 5 or 6 times maybe this war. And then it all happened. We were down 6 and then bang, top 4 plus 19, and there's not much you can really do to stop a team like Nordic front running Bowser's Castle Wii if you don't get the right items. Just want to say really well played to both baggers as well, so a lot of shots coming in from both teams, which helped them a lot. We did see Shamron actually get it on that track as well, and I think he just held it for the side of Nordic. So well played from everyone, really close war, and Nordic have got to be happy with the points they've pulled. Even though they are predicted as a better team on the side of the, on the side of the seedings, they still definitely did not take Canada as a joke. Although Canada didn't have Tyler, they still played really well. They kept it. They were pretty much winning until race 10, and then it all just disappeared on race 11, and then they just got the lucky track pick, and race 12 was just a walk in the park for Nordic, unfortunately. But that is going to wrap it up for the World Cup from this weekend. We have seen a lot of upsets, quite a few close wars, and we've got a lot of hype matches as we're going to be going into the final week of group stages. So Nordic are going to be happy to take up 1 win. They've only played 1 war this weekend, same as Canada, so Canada can get some nice wins over teams like B&O and Germany and still fight for that 2nd place, but Nordic have to be happy. And that is going to conclude week 1, unless you have any final thoughts on that war.
Nope, I don't think I've got anything to say other than if you do want to check out the schedule before we've posted anything on our social media, feel free to check out mkworldcup.com to see the schedules for both games. I believe also, as I said, there is Switzerland versus the United States for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming in at 4 Eastern, so not sure if that's being casted or not by their casting team, but
we'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
Most matches do get casted when we do have time though, but for the MKWC side of things, this is Ace and Stunky pretty much signing off. Like Tom said, if you're interested in looking at the schedule, then feel free to go over there. just want to say thanks to everyone who stayed. We pretty much kept a consistent 200 viewers for the whole thing, which is really good to see on a Sunday afternoon. But thanks for viewing, and we will see you next weekend.
Bye.